Hi guys! So I went to the preliminary competition of Miss Universe 2020 last night at the Seminole Hard Rock Cafe, Casino and Hotel, and I have to tell you that it was one of the most exhilarating moments that I have ever experienced as a Miss Universe pageant fan. Even though there were only 74 official contestants this year, I think this year has been one of the most competitive, one of the fiercest groups ever, despite the pandemic situation and all. I applaud each and every contestant who was able to come to Florida and be able to compete at this pageant and proudly represent their respective countries. So to them, bravo! I applaud all of you girls. So, I'm going to mention my favorites from both the swimsuit competition and the evening gown competition. Now, in my swimsuit category, there are at least 23 contestants that I thought did remarkably well in the swimsuit round, and 21 contestants that did remarkably well in the evening gown competition. One or two or three countries from swimsuit did not make it to the evening gown, and then two or three did from the evening gown category did not make it to my swimsuit list. Although the majority of these countries both made my swimsuit and my evening gown list. So I took some notes. So they're pretty disorganized, and they're not necessarily in alphabetical order, because when I reviewed the videos or some of the video clips like once or twice, I sort of like changed my mind, and then okay, well I couldn't tell whether this girl deserved to be on my list or not, because there were some girls who were making some strange or odd like turns. One or two girls had basically had a poor attitude, or not attitude, but relatively mediocre stage projection, and some did not smile. Some smiled a lot, and some, I think one or two was sort of like was over the top in their performance, but I did not put them on my list. So I'm going to mention just my favorites, which I think really did exceptionally well. Okay, so let's start with the swimsuit round. Okay, as most of you know, Argentina was never on my first and second unofficial list, but after seeing her performance last night, this young woman deserved to be in my swimsuit list of favorites. Her body was amazing. She was phenomenal. She had a great stage projection, and as we know, she was trained by famous beauty queen maker Osmel Souza. My only concern about her image is that her image reflects the image that Osmel had imposed on past Miss Venezuelas, because when I look at Argentina, she instantly reminds me of a Miss Venezuela, like Morena Bencomo, or Lisa Leon, or even Cynthia Lander before she dyed her hair, dark. Anyway, other than that, I thought she did phenomenally well. Now, another girl on my list is Brazil. Awesome body, great walk, great stage projection. Third girl is Cameroon. Cameroon is in the house. Okay, let me tell you a little story about Miss Cameroon. Cameroon's national director Vanessa was not able to make it to the to Florida, so she delegated me to be her unofficial representative. So that's why I've been sort of like building Miss Cameroon, Angèle Kusinda, lately, and I've been like cheering for her and supporting her, and that explains why when I went to the preliminaries last night, I was waving the Cameroonian flag. And so I think she did exceptionally well in the swimsuit round. She has a great banging body, and she was just radiant all the way through. So congratulations, Angèle. Next girl is Colombia. Okay, we all know Colombian girls do very, very well in the swimsuit round, and Laura Olascuaga is no exception. I think she's superior to the last two Miss Colombias, honestly. She was just full of energy. She was sexy. She had this great va-va-voom attitude about her, so I really liked her. Okay, so next girl is Costa Rica. Okay, so a lot of people were cheering. You know, Colombia precedes Costa Rica. When Colombia first came out, of course, the audience went wild because there were a lot of Colombian fans supporting and rooting for her. But when Miss Costa Rica, followed her, I was just like simply mesmerized and overwhelmed by Costa Rica's performance. I think not to offend the Colombians, but I think Costa Rica has a better body than Colombia because sometimes people would have the impression that they look alike. I mean, they could always be sisters, okay? But I think Costa Rica surpassed Colombia as far as the swimsuit category goes. Next one is Curacao. I mean, we all love Curacao. I mean, to me, she's one of the most beautiful Miss Curaçaos ever, and she did not disappoint me at all. Next one is Ireland. Okay, Ireland's body is amazing. She's a beautiful, stunning redhead. We never had a redhead Miss Ireland, or even a redhead Miss Universe. So I think if they're looking for a specific look, something that's different, like color wise, I think it's going to be Miss Ireland, and I think she really deserves to be in the top 20 because she's worked so hard, and her platform is just so significant. Now another one is Italy. Okay, Italy. Wow, when she walked out of the stage wearing this amazing swimsuit, I put that Italy vixen. She reminded me of a vixen, like a sexy goddess almost. And I liked the way that she was seducing the camera, so to speak. That she really knows how to communicate with the cameras. So I love Italy. Another one is, of course, Jamaica. As you know, I've been building up Jamaica since the beginning of the competition. I've interviewed Michael Simmons Williams twice on my YouTube channel, and this woman is just simply phenomenal. Amazing. Jamaica has not won Miss Universe, and if it ever to win Miss Universe, I think Michael has got the goods to deliver. Okay, so bravo, Jamaica. Another one which was not on my list was Laos. Laos was not on my first or second list, but wow, this young woman impressed me last night. She was just amazing. I mean, she has the great catwalk skill. She had amazing posture, and also her makeup was slightly different from previous makeups that I've seen in the past. But wow, it just really enhanced her beautiful porcelain skin features. So I love Laos. Next one is Mexico. I mean, who can possibly miss Mexico? Not me. I mean, everybody went wild. There was a lot of Mexican supporting her, in the audience. They were waving big Mexican flags. And I think, even though some people were saying, okay, well, she competed in Miss World way back in 2017, she was first runner-up, and maybe she will not win this year, etc., as proven by past Miss World contestants who crossed over the Miss Universe but didn't really do very well. But you know what? There's always an exception. There's always a first time in everything. So Mexico could win its third Miss Universe crown this year. Who knows? Another one is Peru. Okay, so Peru was amazing in swimsuit, but I didn't like her hairstyle. It was kind of flat and kind of like boring. But man, it's all about her face and her attitude that really impressed me. So Peru is here to win. Next one is Philippines. Okay, Rabia has improved tremendously from the moment that she was crowned Miss Universe Philippines and to this day, and you can see that her performance was amazing because she has simply an amazing a team to help her, to assist her in all her preparations. So I think Rabia's swimsuit walk was not over the top, but it was very it was a mixture of sexy and elegance at the same time. And I love the fact that her hair was big and her makeup was perfection. So bravo, Philippines. Another one is Romania. Okay. We've always loved Romania from the moment she was crowned Miss Universe Romania, and we know she speaks very well. She's very elegant. She has a lot of poise, and she has very rich personality. And I think she really slayed the swimsuit also last night. Romania has not placed at Miss Universe at all, and I really believe that Romania will be in the top 20 this year. Another girl is South Africa. Okay, I love Natasha's stage projection. I mean, she just beamed. She was just so radiant last night, and I was just mesmerized by her beauty. I mean, in my past vlog, I mentioned that she's the face of the competition. I think she still remains as the face of the competition. I mean, she's just beautiful overall. Next one is Thailand. Okay, I love Amanda Obdam from day one since she won Miss Universe Thailand. Back in December 2019 during Miss Universe, I was rooting for Thailand to win Miss Universe. This year, I'm not so sure anymore because I think she faces a lot of strong competition from, let's say, Mexico or even Jamaica or even Colombia or even South Africa. So I sort of like, I don't know, I'm sort of like wishy-washy about Thailand, but I think she's going to be in the top 5 for sure. Now, another one that impressed me was Vietnam. Okay, she was not on my list, on my first or my second list, but I think she entered my swimsuit list because she was just so amazing. I mean, I think even though she did not speak during the swimsuit competition, I could tell that she was like very vivacious. She was she was wonderful. She was just simply perfection. I like her catwalk skill. I like her legs. I mean, she has beautiful long legs, and you know, she's just phenomenal. Another one is Puerto Rico. Okay, I know some people will say, okay, well, she's 29, she's too old, you know, for the pageant. But you know what, girl, age does not matter at Miss Universe anymore. It's really all about who you are as a complete person. And I think Stefania delivered it last night in her swimsuit and also, of course, in her evening gown competition, which I will mention on later. I just love Stefania. Her beautiful eyes are just simply mesmerizing and just so inviting. And I loved her turns. I loved her posture. I loved her poses. Everything about Puerto Rico was also perfection. Of course, Nicaragua was not on my first or second list because I had some mixed feelings about her. And I think I mentioned in my previous vlog that something about her voice that sort of like bothers me. It's almost like kind of squeaky. But since she didn't speak during the swimsuit competition, which was not necessary, she performed exceptionally well, as most Latinas do. So that's why I included her on my list. And she could be a dark horse, I think. Another one which was not on my first or second list was Nepal. Okay, I know. A lot of people love Anshika Sharma, but last night's performance, I think, proved me wrong. I think Anshika could definitely enter the official top 20 list at Miss Universe Finals because she just proved herself to be a very competitive and fierce contestant. So bravo, Nepal. Okay, another one is Denmark. I don't know about you guys, but I think Denmark has sent its best representative so far this year. I know she speaks very well, and I mean, she has just amazing body. And you know, of course, she's your typical Scandinavian girl, blonde, blue-eyed. But you know what? If they were to include a good blonde this year, I think it has to be Denmark. I mean, at least for me. So if I were to judge this year, I would definitely include her as the top blonde. Okay. Okay. So I've been getting a lot of hate mail, hate comments from these people from this country because this country has never made my first or my second list. But you know what, people, you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Indonesia. I was really, really impressed by Ayu Maulida's performance last night in the swimsuit. Okay, even though she's a bit short in the facial department, everything about her attitude was amazing. She knew when to look at the audience. She knew when to look at the cameras. Her turns and her poses were simply fabulous. So, and her body also was simply amazing. So kudos to Indonesia. You have officially made my swimsuit list. So you guys, people from Indonesia, you should be happy. Okay, so now let's talk about the evening gown competition. Okay, the first one on my list is Argentina. Okay, I didn't particularly like her evening gown. You know, she was sort of wearing this with long sleeves. I think the color was sort of like silverish or beige color. But you know what? It's the way she delivered it. Again, she reflected the image of a classic Miss Venezuela under Osmel Souza, and maybe that's why I fell in love with her, you know, in her evening gown. Even though I didn't care much for the gown, but her overall presentation of her in the evening gown competition was exceptional. Another one that really surprised me was Bahamas. Okay, Bahamas was not on my first or my second list, but this girl delivered in her beautiful, amazing orange colored gown, and she knew exactly when to turn and to look at the audience and also to look at the camera, and also her face was giving me some really fierce attitude, which I really like. So good for you, Bahamas. Another one is Brazil. Brazil has been very consistent from day one. You know, we all love Julia Gama. I mean, she's a pageant veteran. She's one of the very few Miss Universe contestants this year who speak at least 3 languages. I think she speaks 4 or 5. So, but overall, I love her gown. I love her stage projection, and she's definitely going to be there. Of course, my girl Cameroon. Come on. Okay, a little story about Cameroon. Her beautiful gown was designed by a Filipino designer by the name of Benji Ligyab. He's an up-and-coming young fashion designer in the Philippines, and I thought her gown was perfection. It really complemented her facial beauty, also her figure, and I love the long sleeves because it really made her look like not a queen, but an empress. She is like the empress of Cameroon. So good, Angèle Cosinda. Good job, girl. Another one is Canada. Okay, I was looking forward to see Nova Stevens wearing a Michael Cinco gown. I'm not sure if the gown that she wore last night was designed by Michael Cinco, but anyway, it was amazing. It wasn't like, you know, magnificent, but it was amazingly okay. And you know, as usual, white is a winning color, but I would have preferred to see her wearing at least a yellow or maybe a gold or a red gown to complement her skin tone. But other than that, Nova slayed the runway in her evening gown last night. Another one is Costa Rica. Okay, Costa Rica made my swimsuit, and now she's also made my evening gown competition. I love her beautiful yellowish gown, you know, with falling shoulder straps. It really made her look sexy and very elegant at the same time. Curacao, also, I love the way that she pulled up her hair, and also her gown. She just looks simply regal and divine. Another girl is India. Okay, India, something about her face that just glowed and radiated last night when she was wearing this beautiful gown. Unfortunately, she did not make my swimsuit list, but you know what? It doesn't matter. You know, I could be wrong. You know, but then again, she did remarkably well in the evening gown competition. Another one, of course, Jamaica, one of my favorites for the crown. I've always loved Michael Simone from day one, and I think her gown was phenomenal. And guess who designed her gown? Her national director. So yes, she told me. So yeah, so that was one amazing, phenomenal gown. So I don't know if she's going to change her gown to a different color or a different design, but last night's gown was simply phenomenal. So good job, Jamaica. Another girl is Laos. Again, She, of all the Asian countries who did not really catch my attention from the beginning, Laos was one of them. But this time, she definitely caught my attention. So good job, Laos. Mexico. Okay, so I wasn't sure exactly how to take her evening gown because it looked very different. I've never seen such a type of design of an evening gown. I wasn't sure either if I liked her hair pulled back because it kind of made her face look a little whiter. But other than that, you know what? She killed it. She knew exactly how to wear that dress. The dress was not wearing her. And of course, she loved the camera and she definitely played, the seduction game with the camera. So, bravo, Mexico. Another one is Panama. Okay, Panama. I was on the fence with Panama. I was having a hard time deciding whether I should include her in my first or my second list. But something about her was missing. Maybe she was overshadowed by Costa Rica, who also looks like her. But in last night's evening gown competition, I think she really impressed me with her gown selection and also of her regal posture and also her charisma. This young woman is very, very charismatic. So I think she will do very, very well. Also in the interview, because she speaks also very, very eloquently. Another one is Peru. Okay, we all love Peru. Janik Maceda is a pageant veteran. She was third runner-up in Miss Supranational 2019. She did phenomenally well in the evening gown competition from that pageant, and also from last night's Miss Universe Preliminaries. Although I wish that she would have smiled more because her face looks kind of stiff. I mean, you know what I mean? But other than that, she has great pasarela. She has amazing posture. And of course, her gown selection was also very, very good. Of course, next is Philippines. I wasn't exactly sure about the choice of color for Rubia's gown, but you know what? I think her gown looks much better close up rather than from the distance, because I did see a video, a close up of her gown, and it was very, very elaborate. It was very ornate, but for some reason it just didn't. Ornate character did not really stand out on stage. Maybe something's wrong with the lighting or something. But apart from that, she did very well. I liked her. I liked the earrings that she wore. I also loved the train behind her dress. There was a sort of like an ombre feature at the end of her train. Other than that, you know what? She's Miss Philippines. Okay, Filipino girls do very well at Miss Universe, and I'm sure Rubia is no exception. So, go Philippines! Puerto Rico! Okay. I think of all the gowns from last night's preliminary competition, Puerto Rico's iridescent green gown, to me, was the most attractive and the most eye-catching. It was unique. I've never seen such type of gown before, and I think Estefania carried the gown very, very well, and I think she will also definitely make the official top 20. Okay, so go Puerto Rico! Thailand. Okay, I wasn't sure how to take Thailand's gown. It was just very different, and I've never seen a gown like that before. It made her look like almost like a sausage, because it looks very tight. But you know what? It really doesn't matter, because the color enhanced her beautiful face and also her skin tone, and she really, really wore it very well. So I think it was well done, and congratulations, Thailand. Next one is Venezuela. Venezuela was not on my swimsuit list, but you know what? Maria Angel delivered in the evening gown competition. I love the red color because it really, really enhanced her blonde and her fair features. I saw a video of Osmel Sosa, who did not include Venezuela on his favorite list, But you know what? It doesn't matter. He's not judging this year. The judges are probably seeing a totally different woman from what Osmel had perceived. So I think Venezuela is going to be there. She did not make my first or my second list, but I think she will penetrate the official top 20 list. Another girl is, of course, South Africa. What can I say about Natasha Schubert? I've always loved Natasha from day one. But last night in the evening gown competition, she slayed, okay? I love the fact that she wore those gloves, because you know what? Gloves to me symbolize elegance and sophistication, okay? And I think it's time for Miss Universe and other pageants for that matter to bring back gloves. I mean, for me, they remind me of aristocracy, like the aristocratic bearing of 19th century empresses and queens and princesses. So yeah, to me, Natasha last night looked amazingly beautiful. I loved her hairstyle, and to me, she screamed Hollywood glamour. She could easily walk on the red carpet and receive an Academy Award. Okay, so go girl. Now another one is Nepal. Nepal was not on my first or second list, but this time she made both my swimsuit and my evening gown competition. Okay, so bravo Nepal. And Singapore. Okay, Singapore was on my first and my second list. This year she did not make my swimsuit list, but she made my evening gown list. Of all the creations that I've seen this year, I think Singapore was the most eccentric, but in a good way, because it screams couture, like haute couture. I like the geometric cut of the gown, and also the layers beneath her gown, and she really delivered it. But there were moments where where I felt that the gown was carrying her and not her carrying the dress. But other than that, she looked absolutely phenomenal. And I think Singapore deserves to place this year, because it's been a while since the country has not placed. So come on, judges, please give a spot to Singapore. They deserve it. Bernadette is a very, very strong, fierce candidate. Okay? Okay. Now, last but not least, hey, Indonesia. Okay? I may be wrong in my initial assessment of Ayu Maulida, because my initial reaction was simply based on the video clips, that did not have anything to do at all with the competition. But this young woman delivered last night. First of all, I loved her national costume competition, which is an homage to the Komodo dragon, which is one of the national animals of Indonesia. I think she executed the national costume very well. She slayed the evening gown, the swimsuit competition last night, and also she slayed the evening gown competition. So you know what, Ayu Maulida, I love you. Okay, you did phenomenally well. You made Indonesia proud. Indonesia, we did it. Okay. So basically, that's the list that I have for both my swimsuit and evening gown competition. Okay, so wait till I mention my official top 20.